Welcome everyone to a new video. This is round 4 of the Waukesha Chess Club Summer Swiss Tournament. I played a young fella by the name of Agustia Bedoria, a new up-and-coming player who is much stronger than his 14-15 rating shows. He is very good. I happened to get the better of him during this game. But this is a tough game for me. So you're going to see some fireworks in this one. I made some glorious mistakes. As always, if you do enjoy this type of content and you like this type of thing and you want to see more, please like and share. It does show me that this is what you want to watch. As always, let's get into it. All right, let's see here. So, he started with d4, and I immediately thought, oh great, another London player. I got smacked. So yeah, I sacked for the content, right? You'll see it. Somebody can clip this when you guys see what happens, and then we'll put that on my channel. Yeah, I hope so. I'm gonna have to come up with a catchy title. Queen sack or blunder. Yeah, I think that's what we're gonna call it. So, I am new to playing the Queen's Indian defense. So this is I'm playing new openings. Caro-Kann, Queen's Indian defense. I don't have a lot of experience in them, so my black side of the board content is gonna be atrocious at first. So far he's playing principled moves, gets a nice center. This is all main line so far that I'm aware of until he plays that move. I believe the moves are still all book at this point, and I thought, okay, I'm just gonna break the pin, and I believe this is a pretty common position. I don't know if this is going to mess anything up if I add my pain. Let's see. Will it? Let's do that. Nope, that's not. That messed everything up. Nope. Wrong one. Search results. Oh my gosh, that is also not what I wanted to do. And now everything is messed up. So yes, there are bishop d4 lines, or bishop b4 lines. There are, yes, that is true. Those are very Nimzo-like, Queen's Indian defense-like lines. I was not super familiar with them. Is it reference search? That's what I wanted. So let's see how many games are in the database. There's 1,000 games in this position in the mega database, so this is common, somewhat common. Maybe not in this. So at least in the chess-based mega database 2022. I don't know how many there are in Lichess in the Masters database, but I haven't checked it yet. But this is common. Now, one of the other moves, if I go back and take a look, the most played move here, it actually is the move I played, which is bishop to e7. The next move is actually attacking the bishop, which is h6, which I've learned my lesson from playing h6. I learned my lesson from playing h6 in this game. You'll see in a minute. Yeah, bishop b7 is the main move. Yeah, but at this point, I have options, and there's a few. Bishop e7 is the top move. Bishop h6 is a move, but it's only scoring 45%. d7 d5 scores 84%, or is that 64? 64%. c7 c5 scores 100%. So maybe I need to start exploring some c5 lines right here. Because that seems to be very, very good for black. The other two moves that should be considered, or three moves, would be D5, which is a move that I have seen in my courses. The move that Andrew mentioned, which is Bishop B4, and that's been played 450 times, roughly, with 53% winning chances. But I played the main move here not knowing it was the main move. I just knew those were, either this or this were my two options. I thought I'd play a little bit safer because I felt my opponent was more of an attacking player. Being a younger teenager, that he's going to want to come at me. So I was like, you know what, I'm just going to try to play nice and solid, and I should be, he's going to have to prove his attack. A more principled move might have been, I think they're all principled moves, but all four that I mentioned. But I think edgy teenager phase. Yeah, I was an edgy teenager once too, and all I wanted to do back then was attack and play like Fischer and Karpov. So I get it. I'm familiar with the style. And I even talked to him after the game. We did a postmortem, and he's like, "Yeah, I just want to go at you. I want to steamroll people. I don't really even care about my defense." That's what he told me, which is great. That's a style. That's great. And I kind of assumed that this is the way he would play, so I kind of prepared mentally for that. And being that I like being attacked, it doesn't really matter. He plays E3, very principled. And here I played H6, which I don't know if that's actually the best move. Actually, it is one of the moves in the database, which scores 47% for black, which is really great. If you're, 5 or 6 moves in and you're getting 47, 48% for your moves, that's awesome for black. So can't complain. There's 200 games in the database that are like this. Castling here is probably better, which is what I would play after playing this game. After playing this game, I learned that castling here is better than what I played. The other thing that you can play apparently is this move, which seems awesome now that I'm looking at it. It puts the question to white straight away. What are you doing with your pieces? Let's go. Let's do it. So he's got problems to solve immediately, and there's 124 games. There's 199 games, 200 games in the database with this. So I'm gonna have to explore this line. I actually see this really appeals to me right here, and like it's just kind of going after everything. Like, this is saving this. This is going here. It's just getting... Yeah. It gets... I like it. I like it. So, that's a move. I like it. The move I played is the third most played move. Other than that, the castling is the move right here, which is what I would play now. There's 1,000 games in the position like this. So, but I played H6, and my opponent played a very good scoring line for white, which is bishop to b4 or bishop to f4. And at this point, we're now getting close to the point where we're out of master books. I don't know if this position is on the Lichess database or not. I didn't go check it. I should have. But here, there's only 13 games found in the 2022 mega database in ChessBase, which has got a couple million games in it. So, and they're all somewhat recent. Actually, recent. Recent to me is much different than recent to some of you. They're all about 20 years old. A little bit more than that, with the exception of one. One game was played D7, D5 right here, but only 6 games on this in Lichess. And is that in the Masters database or the overall database? I feel like this still could probably be in Masters database because it seems kind of common. But yeah, it's not many. So I've got less than 20 games to explore in this particular arena. The Masters database. Okay, so yeah, I try not to look at the other database. I only look at the Masters database and the chess-based database, and these are all from 2000 and above, 2180 and above players. So, yeah, but yeah, so this is an interesting position, and I castled, which is the top move. So I feel pretty good so far in my opening. And I feel confident right now. I'm feeling pretty good mentally in the game. I feel like he's got to prove what he wants to do with his game. I was fully expecting him to play for c7, but he never did, which was nice. And he was smart, obviously, because I always have this move. I always have d6 on hand, and it kind of stops all of his play against c7 if he brings his knight into b5. So he plays bishop d3, and here there's only 6 games to choose from, and but all of them at this point right here in the game are all 50% or better scoring. Actually, the way they score this, okay, I'm reading that wrong actually. So this is 100% scoring with d7, d6. Okay, let's see. What's the next move? Oh, I see how it does. So that is c5. I'm trying to read this the right way. I see. So the score is based on white. So right now, d7, d6 has 2 games, which is 100%. Those are both winning, 100% winning for white. So the only move here that is actually any good for black, according to this particular chess base, is d5, which I played. So I feel pretty good about that. And we're still in book, which to me is kind of crazy and very interesting at the same time. I didn't play either of the other 2 moves. He castled, and at this point there's 9 games found, which I find, which is weird. Like, there was only 6 games found before, there's a castle, and now there's 9 games found. There's also a novelty in knight h5. Yeah, knight h5 right here. I did consider that novelty, but I did not end up playing it. And I don't see the game. There's no games with it. So yeah, that definitely would be a novelty, because now you can kind of force the bishop off for a knight, which is great. But you have to kind of force it with f6 potentially. So, but yeah, interesting stuff. The next move I played was a6, and at this point, we are out of book. So I made the first move away from book. But interesting, the moves here are knight to d7, c5, bishop to d6, or d takes c. I didn't consider, I don't think, any of those moves at all. No, I mean, if you play this and he comes here and you wanted to kick the bishop, I'm saying you could play f6, or you could just force the bishops off this way and trade differently. But yeah, there's options. I'm not sure that he would do that, but you know what I mean? If you wanted to try to save the bishop, was my meaning. But yeah, it definitely interesting, of course. So I played a6, and now we're kind of out of the database. And that was probably a mistake, mainly because there's no point to play it. If he brings his knight into a5 or b5, I have knight to a6. I think I was probably... I wanted to play knight b to d7. So the idea was to play a6 so I could play it. Oh, you were talking about d5 before d5. Oh, I gotcha. Okay, so back here. Yeah, it would definitely still be a novelty as well. And then play d6. Okay, sure. That's an interesting idea as well. I like that. So then if he comes here, yeah, new variation, and then this, then we have that. And then we get to force that off. But I don't like it nearly as much with the rook without being castled. Mainly because if he comes here, you almost can't peel it off yet, just because you don't want to open this up, right? Like, then this comes. I don't think we want that, right? Like, that's just asking to be attacked, right? But yeah, it certainly is an interesting position to deal with. So yeah, I stopped my opponent from coming into b5, which was probably unnecessary. And depends how fearless you are. I have fear when it comes to chess. I am, fortunately, I have experience on my side that will have me be a little bit more cautious than I used to be in my younger years. Okay, so at this point, I'm like, okay, now I have to deal with that knight. It's in there. It's kind of in my face. I don't like it. So now I kind of have a plan of trying to remove it. Right? So I play bishop d6, and with the idea of playing knight b to d7. He plays c takes d. I play e takes d. Now, I feel as though I probably might have been able to play knight takes d5 and then open up my bishop. And that might have been a better way to go. I'm not sure, though. I got some sort of fuzzy in my eye. I'll just play it and dare my opponent to try to attack me. Yeah, I would say I'm much more cautious than that now. So this is an interesting idea. Not sure if that, yeah, because now we are going after this guy. Now what are you going to do, white? And if he peels it off, we peel it off. Okay. Then he gets this. Okay. And then it's a game, right? Maybe that's good for white. Or we get crazy and do that. Ask, what are you doing? If you want to take here, we're going to take another piece. Takes here. Then we go back. Interesting position. But we have no more influence of that bishop, which is nice. Interesting play. Not sure if it's good or bad, but okay. I took with the pawn thinking, okay, maybe I can open things up. and a typical London idea is to bring in the queen into f3 and then maybe h3. And I'm familiar with these ideas. And I thought, well, I'm going to start to try to open everything up. And I played c5. I thought this was a great try. Actually, I'm going to close that reference because we don't need that open anymore. And he played there. And the face I made had to have looked like Kasparov when he saw a move that he did not like. I was just like, what are you doing, dude? What is that? What are you doing? So here I'm like, yeah, I'm feeling pretty confident. My bishops are about to be just really good. I'm going to bring this knight in here. This guy, do this, and then this. I've got all these ideas in my head, and I'm feeling good. And then blammo! I'm like, what, dude? What are you doing, man? So now I'm like, okay, I have to calculate what is the deal here. And I thought to myself, all right, well, this is crazy. I'm confident I can take that. I got to be able to take that. I know he's got these pieces. Now let's take a look. Boom, 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 boom. All this stuff is coming at me. So let's take a look at all the squares he comes after. Boom, 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 boom. Look at this. Boom, boom. This is kind of not amazing for me. Maybe this was sound. I don't know, but I felt as though he made this without actually calculating. I felt like he calculated a little bit, but not enough. And I felt here I sat for a little while. I really thought about taking this pawn, or taking that bishop for a while. Let's see. This is move 13. Yeah. He thought for 15 minutes on this move. 15 minutes he sat here and thought about this move. And I was like, I am not confident that you calculated this all the way through to think that you have a winning attack here. And I thought, okay, I'm going to go for it, and I'm good. I'm going to took it. And I spent 5 minutes thinking about it, and I calculated that I am safe. And I took that bishop. I am now up a piece. Calculated him moving over here. I'm getting out of the way, and I calculated to here. And I thought, okay, I'm okay. Because I have two things. I can move here, move my pawn here, and what is he going to do? Maybe sidestep it, but I feel like I'm good. All right, let's go. What are you going to do, man? So I had that move. And then the other move, so I had this. That's a variation that I saw, and I was like, this is fine. Everything here is good. Because now he's got to figure out. But then I saw this, and I thought, don't know that I like that, but I think I'm okay. Because, all right, what do you have to prove it now. And I think I'm all right. Maybe I'm not. All right, so there's that. I was a little scared of this move, and I thought maybe this doesn't work out. I didn't like it. So, and then the other thing that I thought was I can go here. Okay. He can come here, and then I thought, oh, he can take, and I can just give the piece back, and I'm down a pawn. And I thought, well, I'll just play a pawn down, and I'm going to be okay. And I thought, well, okay, And this is where I think I had my longest think of the game. What move is this? 15? 15. Yes. I thought for 14 minutes here. 14 minutes. And I ultimately played a very poor move. I thought, it says he's equal and he sacks a bishop. Yeah, I know, it's crazy, right? So, wait till you see the rest. And I thought, okay, well, I'm going to play this. This is a total blunder. I messed this all up. Knight to g8 is a blunder. Double exclamation point. Double question mark. Blunder, blunder, blunder. Now why? Why do you ask? I thought this was a sweet move, stopping him coming in at all. He can't come in. This is totally stopping everything. And then he hit me with this move. Double exclam. This is totally winning. Boom. Double exclamation point. And I'm like, oh no. What? And the crazy thing about this tactic is it's like every tactic like in the book, like it covers multiple themes. There's a deflection, there's a fork, there's a removing the defender, there's a clearance. It like covers every single like motif that you can think of at this point. And I'm like, what? I I was not happy when I saw this, obviously. And I thought, okay, I'm gonna take stock of the position. I'm pissed at this point. And I saw two moves. I saw I'm gonna take, and he's gonna take, and then I'm gonna play this, and he's got to go back. So I played here. He took, and I played that move without a lot of thinking. So how long did it take to make this move? Not very long. He he spent 7 minutes figuring this out. So 7 minutes. I took and went here, and I got up and walked away. I went outside. I went for a walk. And now I'm thinking in my head, I'm like totally screwed. How am I going to win this game? I don't think I can win this game. And then I sat outside and I walked around. I paced up and down the outside of the club, and I thought to myself, okay, he has one piece on the king side of the board, and I have all of my pieces that are about to come over to the king side. All of them. I have no pawns and no impedance. Nothing is going to impede my way to his king. And I thought, after he does this, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pieces. And I thought, I came back. I was thinking about this when I was outside. I thought, I have 2 rooks, 2 knights, and 2 bishops against a queen. And maybe a bishop. And I thought, I can win this game, and he's not going to be able to defend at all. I'm gonna go at him hard, because positionally, yeah, it's probably +6, maybe, I think here, because I'm down essentially a rook. You know, I saw the pieces on the side of the board. I took count, and I get back to the board, and I take a look, and I really assess what I thought about outside, and I go, I can win this game. I'm only down a rook. I'm down a rook. This guy right here, that's not doing anything. And then these 2 pieces are barely in the game. I mean, this one's here, but it's not doing a lot. It adds a little bit of influence, but not much. I'm not really too worried about it. And unless he can get his queen on that diagonal, there's no mate threats. This bishop is almost useless. This knight is completely useless. And I thought, I'm going to move all my pieces over to the king side, and I'm going to go at him with full force. And positionally, it might say, materially, it might say +6 right here, but I believe he has to stop my onslaught of positional mayhem that's about to come. Was this the most chaotic game you've ever played? Yes, it is one of them. At least from recent memory, yes, this is insane. And to think at this point that I was calm and collective to be able to be like, I can win this game, I feel is a big shift in my mentality, because I thought, okay, being down a rook in this position is not necessarily bad. He's got no counterplay, and I have all of it. All right, rook A to f8, getting my battery going. He gets his knight. He needs to get pieces over to that side of the board. Now I've got double rooks shooting this way, and I'm like, okay, well now, at this point, now I'm controlling squares. So he's got, you know, what is this one? There we go. Okay, he's got that. Okay, but now let's look at what I'm looking at. Boom. 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 I've got this guy coming in. This guy's about to move to here and then start doing all of this. Emotional, he took it pretty well. He played f4, kind of lashing out to try to stop a defense. And now I'm thinking, at this point when I've got my rooks here, I'm like, oh, I can trap his queen and I can actually get my queen back and then be ahead. And I thought, okay, well, let's go. I played knight f to d6. Now I'm super solid. He's not coming in here, and I'm controlling more squares. And now I can bring my, whoops, nope. I can even bring my rook in here and start harassing his queen. He played h3, which is stopping my idea, and I thought, okay, well, now I have you know, mating threats and discoveries with these options. Look at my pieces. Now all my pieces are alive in a matter of a few moves, and he's stuck with a queen defending. Brings his knight in, and now after he brings his knight in, now I know his queen can get trapped, and now he's really kind of getting stuck. And this was a good move. He came in here trying to defend stuff, and I thought, okay, well, I'm just going to be patient. Take my rook. Take my rook, and I'm going to take your queen, and then we're going to have a game. All right, he brings his queen back. I get my rook out of the attack, and now I've got all kinds of mayhem on the way. He's trying to bring in more pieces, and I'm just going after pieces that are going to be trapped, and now he's got no room for anything. His knight's trapped. I'm going to get another piece, and now if I get the knight, now I'm thinking, oh, well, now if I get the knight, I'm only down two pawns. I'm in the game. He plays g4, and I was like, oh yeah. And I think the thing is when he played g4, he did not calculate it far enough. I think he resigned to the fact that he's like, oh wow, all these pieces are coming. What am I going to do? I think he thought he could trap my rook, not knowing that I had this resource, which to me I think is the best move of the game. I mean, it's tough to not think that this move was the best move of the game, but then I played this next move, which was to me really good, and I played it almost immediately, which to me also gets a double exclamation, because this move won the game. Takes. And now I get my queen back. And now if we look, I am up rook for a rook, and I'm up 2 pieces for a rook. and now the game is won. We played a little bit. He played bishop takes e4 and offered me a draw. And here I sat for 5 minutes thinking, not saying anything. I didn't nod. I didn't acknowledge his draw offer. I didn't do anything. I was just looking at the position. And then I took. And I think at that point he realized that he was lost. He played here. And I have a pretty quick cleanup. I thought he was going to play, I thought he was going to play back this way to... maybe it's good, maybe it's bad. I'm not sure, but I gobbled up 2 more pawns, and I think this last desperate attempt at playing, I can stop it easily. I just played here, and asked him, "What are you doing?" And he resigned here, obviously feeling the effects of a missed opportunity and attack. And yeah, I think he was pretty bummed out, but he took it a lot better than I was expecting. If this were me and I lost that game, I'd be really upset. But he took it really, really well. In my years at this time, if I was his age, back in the 90s, I would have cleared the board. F this game. That's what I would have said. So this was a tough game for Agastya, but we had a really good post-mortem. Talked about it after the game. And he's wondering what he did wrong. And I think, yeah, I know, right? Like, I think everybody would have that kind of reaction. You go from... Where is that move? This move here. And, 10 moves later, you get this move here. And you're kind of like, oh no, what have I done? And then you're stuck here and now you're losing. And it was 31 moves, and he offered the draw, and there was move 31. We both had 30 minutes on the clock at this point in the game. So it was like, no, I definitely have enough time to figure this out, and I figured I was gonna pick up those other 2 pawns. After I played here, I really honestly thought he was going to play here, and then we'd have a game. And I thought, okay, well, this is going to be tough. But yeah, tough game for Agastya. I think he was pretty upset, but he took it like a champ. But he's definitely going to be a force to reckon with very soon. So, yeah, awesome game. Yeah, I guess you're right. After that, and he plays here, that would have been, that would have been over. I didn't see that during the game. Good point. Definitely wouldn't have been a game after that. So, but yes, rough game for my opponent. Great play, and I'm really proud of this game, that I was able to continue fighting and not fall out of it, and go from this particular blammo move to winning the game, because this is pretty devastating. So, all right, friends, I hope you've enjoyed this episode. It's a little bit longer than most of my others, so please like and share. It shows me that you enjoy this type of content, and I will catch you guys in the next episode or video. Thanks for watching, everybody, and have a great day.